Game 2 of 2 here in this doubleheader between the Northampton Community College Spartans and the Salem Community College Mighty Oaks. Ended in a thriller in Game 1, an 11-10 final in that opening game. And the gal who closed out Game 1 is the same one who will pitch Game 2. That is none other than their star ace, Morgan Metcham. She is the pitcher and flex for Game 2. And the lineup for Northampton is pretty similar to what it was in Game 1. It is going to be Kark in left field, going to be Gugliandolo in the third base spot batting second, Cassandra Shillo at shortstop batting third, Morgan, sorry, I messed up on that one. Morgan Rissmiller will be batting fourth, Zoe Holbert at second base batting fifth, Chelsea Melkowitz at the DH batting sixth. It's going to be Cameron Tokar at first batting seventh, Sydney Harper and Molly Devers to close it out for Northampton as Metcham delivers the first pitch of Game 2, which is downstairs, and we are underway. Of course, we don't have to worry about the sun setting here at all with lights at the Pennsville Little League Complex, and a ground ball foul. 1-1.
You would think in this day and age that every complex would have lights, but a lot of them don't.
Well, a lot of them can't.
Yeah.
Here's a pop-up right field side and foul. It's not a matter of whether they want to or not, because I'm sure if you asked everybody, of course you would want your field to have lights. But the thing is that what works for Pennsville is the fact that there's just all trees around here. It's all trees and woods. And
in our hometown, we can't have them because there's too many.
Yeah, there's houses right next to the fields, both at the Little League and the high school. As Kark is going to have a leadoff shot to center, it's going to be off the bottom of the wall. Kark goes to second. She is in there. Leadoff double for Hannah Kark. And that gets the offense barrage started for Northampton here in the top of the first. So here's Gugliandolo. Hot shot out to Hayes. Oh, now there's going to be a pickle and an out. So Gugliandolo does reach first, but Kark is retired. There's one away. The defensive lineup for Salem with one away and a runner on first. In the infield, it's going to be Vay Savage behind the dish, Metcham on the mound. In the rest of the infield is going to be Tessa Wise at first, Haley Pickrell at second, Courtney Hoggard at third, Ella Hayes at short, and then the outfield is going to be the same as it was earlier. Garcia in left, Trice in center, and Penn in right. First pitch misses. Ground ball. That one goes into right field. That's a base hit. That puts two runners on.
Looking a lot like Game 1 already.
Oh, yeah. Nothing different. So all three runners have reached base, except one was out. Now this brings up the cleanup hitter, Morgan Rissmiller, as there's a strike. The runners on first and second for Northampton, already in a productive first inning. For Metcham, there's a line drive. That is a foul ball. A good sigh of relief there for the Spartans. High ball popped up, out of play. Down the first base line. Inside. Now there's going to be a confusion play back at second base, but they're going to hang on to it. Ground ball. This one's going to die in the infield. Throw to first. Is going to get away. Here comes the runner to the plate. She will score. Gugliadoni gets in, and it's 1-0 Northampton. So an RBI single by Rissmiller. That's actually going to be an E3. Fouled straight back by the number 5 hitter, that being Zoe Holbert. Moves down one slot from the cleanup spot to number 5 in the order. Still the second baseman for both games this afternoon. Takes it. Holbert pops it up in the infield. It's caught. Runner will tag, but will hold up after further evaluation, and there will be 2 down. 6th gal in the order here for Northampton, that being the designated player, Chelsea Melkowicz. Foul. Right field side. 0-1 to Melkowicz. Another pop-up, this time going out of play. One misses. Another one just missed at the letters. Northampton with 2 runners on the corners. A 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Foul. That bet just will not die for Melkowitz. Ground ball out to second. That one is bobbled, but they get the one out. A nice stretch at second base to end the inning. We'll move on to the bottom of the first. Northampton gets their first run of the game. Salem takes the bat first after this. Salem starts it off in the bottom of the first after giving up just 1 through 6 batters in the top half of the inning here in Game 2 on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. You're watching coverage of Salem Community College softball right here on DWB. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Your starting lineup for the Mighty Oaks as they will face the pitcher Taylor Newman on the hill. For the Mighty Oaks, it will be Karen Trice in center, Faith Penn in right, Ella Hayes at short, Vay Savage behind the plate, batting in the cleanup spot. Haley Pickrell stays right where she was at second base in the 5th position. I'm trying to figure out what the delay is here because there is umpires are behind at the first base dugout.
Do they have the lights on yet? I wonder if they don't have the lights because this is not Little League.
Yeah, Angel Rodriguez is standing to the right of the umpires. I mean, they still have, especially with a clear day, still have probably 2 hours to work with.
Yeah, I'm just taking a guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But after Pickrell will be Hoggard, Rozak, Wise and Garcia with Metcham on the hill. It seems like they're waiting on something.
We have clear sight line out here, but we can't hear anything.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing.
My thing is that there's only one umpire that is out there. Oh, here comes the second one. He just came from behind the woods.
Oh, okay.
Not sure, but...
Playing the Jeopardy theme.
That's excellent.
Gotta love it.
So it looks like we will retake the field and we'll be back in action here.
The category is strange things that will slow down the game.
Of course. So here is Karen Trice.
Salem's got some good dancers.
They got some good batters as well.
Yes. They're multi-talented.
First pitch outside to Trice. Headed by Angel Rodriguez, assisted by Mackenzie Smith and Chad Zierfoss. Outside again. The lefty Newman delivers a strike. Three and one to Newman, or from Newman to Trice. Trice, Penn, and Hayes the first three from games 1 and 2. Strike two. And that is a full count walk. So Trice gets aboard. And here's Faith Penn. Popped up, that's caught behind the plate, and that'll be the first out. So a nice catch back there by Northampton and by Rissmiller. And Penn is retired. Here's Ella Hayes. She started off the scoring for Salem in the bottom half of the first in game 1. There's a deep drive out to left, but it's going to stay up. And it's foul. Wow, the launch angle really threw me for a loop. It's 0-1. Outside to Hayes. That's a deep drive out to center field, but fooled me again. It's caught 2 away. telling you, these deep fly balls at softball fields, they're throwing me off. And walking up to the 9 to 5 songs from Dolly Parton. It's Vay Savage. Our high school did that for a musical a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was fun. I mean, a lot of musicals are fun. I didn't go this year because they did Mean Girls.
Couldn't relate?
You know, as an 18-year-old teenage male, I don't think that was really my kind of show.
Not your genre. No.
Last year I went for Mamma Mia because I like ABBA. And can't remember what they did the year before Mamma Mia.
Was that 9 to 5?
Might have, you know what? Might have been the Adam family.
Oh,
the Adams family.
And then 9 to 5.
No, 9 to 5 was several years back.
Oh, that was my favorite.
Here comes the throw down to second. It'll be a little late. And a stolen base for Karen Trice. What did I miss? The inning's over.
Oh.
Did they call her out? Because they said she was safe. We're going to go to break and we're going to sort this out, but inning's over. Top of the second, we just talked about it over break. We really don't know how she was out, unless she stepped off the bag afterwards and was tagged out. But even then, if that did happen, the reaction was just so lackadaisical, was so normal that it just didn't look any different to us. But so Vay Savage will start the bottom of the second as the first batter to hit for Salem, as and it's down to number 7 hitter Cameron Tokar. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Tokar, Harper, and Devers.
Clearly they saw something that we didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
yeah, must have been, we were on the backside, so we only see part of the angle, but
right.
She had her leg up on the base, so I don't know how they tagged her out.
Yeah, it just looked like it was a normal stolen base, and they
we'll have to
turned
chalk
it around.
that up to something we couldn't see.
Yeah, that's going to be ball 4 to Tokar, and she'll take first base. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be Tuesday, March 26th, with NJSIAA scrimmage action between the Lenape Indians and the Audubon Green Wave. 4 o'clock start time. And here's Sydney Harper. Bunt, foul. Just barely went across the white line. Up high. after a leadoff walk to Tokar. That ball skips in, now going down to second base, and throw one hops, and she is safe. Tokar steals second base. And now Harper has a chance to extend Northampton's lead with a runner in scoring position. That one goes back to the mound. Meckham throws the first. Throw is low, but it's in time. And Tokar is at third after the 1-3 ground out. Now this will go to Devers, the number 9 hole hitter for Northampton, here in the top of the second. The center fielder here. We'll turn it over to Hannah Kark after this. Got jammed. It stays in the infield, and it's caught at second base. 2 away. There's a nice strike there right down Broadway to Hannah Kark. Had a home run, 1 of 3 in the 3rd inning of game 1. That one's popped up, gets out of play. Popped again, way up, back towards the press box. Ground ball, hot shot out to Hayes at short. She'll throw across the diamond. The throw is wide. And they're saying she got pulled off the bag, so the run will score, and it's 2-0 Northampton. So that'll be an E6 on the errant throw. And Kark gets aboard. So Tokar scored, and now that runner is replaced at first. With a ground ball back to Hayes, looking for redemption. She throws it to second, and the side is retired. 1.5 frames done. Northampton has added a run in both frames. 2-0 Spartans after the top of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning here. 2-0 Northampton. Newman delivers a pop-up from Pickrell, foul. So Vay Savage will continue her at bat. But I guess not, because it's now Pickrell at the plate. Pickrell fouls it. So it will now be Pickrell, Hoggard, and Rozak. That one just missed to Pickrell. Whoa! Talk about an emphatic swing and miss. She lost the bat in her process. First strikeout for Newman. And here's Hoggard. To be followed by Rozak. So nobody on, one out. That one is hit well out towards left center field. That's going to drop in between all three of them for a base hit. And the first hit of the game for Salem is a single by Hoggard. And here is the DH, Callie Rozak. Sun is just below the trees. Probably still got over an hour of daylight left. Just as it sets a little more, it'll go over the grass and you'll see it start to take over more of the field. But along with that, it is also getting slightly colder. I mean, the sun was like really helping us out in game one. It was fine, it was dandy, we were all good. Now things are a little bit chillier, but still not too bad. 2 balls, 1 strike to Rozak. There's a strike. 2-2. One of the notable folks not in this lineup is Janik Buchman, the player from Pretoria, South Africa. The only international players, it's 3-2 by the way, the only international players in Salem Community College are for men and women's soccer. But she actually reached out to Salem directly about an opportunity, and they decided to give it to her. So it was not one of those things where Angel is, you know, taking a long 8-hour flight down to Johannesburg to watch South African softball. She actually made the contact, made the first move directly with the Mighty Oaks. Here's ball 4. After the single by Hoggard, that moves her up to second as Rozak gets aboard. Here's Tessa Wise, the only player in this Game 2 lineup that did not appear in Game 1. Fly ball shallow left, over towards the fence, and a catch is made. 2 down. Very nice play at third by Gugliandolo. So Tessa Wise is quickly retired. There's 2 down for Casey Garcia. Swing and a miss. Oh, 1. Tapped foul. That one is down. At the bottom of the order, Garcia, to be followed by Corinne Trice, who walked and got the second base. And that's strike 3, inning over. Business taken care of in the second, still 2-0, Northampton.
Break.
Has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
So here's Cassandra Schillo, first batter of the third for Northampton here at Pennsville Little League, home of the Mighty Oaks. First pitch, popped up foul. You got to think about, Corinne Trice from Fishers, Indiana. And then you've also got Vay Savage from Texas. And then they're playing in this weather.
Yeah, they're probably not used to that.
It's food for thought, but
Yeah.
I mean, you also have to consider with how prominent travel softball is. I'd argue that it's even more. It involves even more traveling than than travel baseball does. Just because of how many tournaments these softball players have, and where if you're a travel softball pitcher, you're going to be throwing all 7 innings of most of your games as a pitcher. You might throw like 500 innings in a summer with how many games that they play. Here's a ground ball back with the middle, diving stop, flip to first. In time! What a play! Haley Pickrell made it work, and that's going to be A 4-3 ground out for the first out. So here is Rissmiller. Strike one. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2, making quick work of it. Foul. 0-2. Got her. Strike three. Strikeout number one on the afternoon for Morgan Meckham. Just an interesting factoid from game one. When they trailed early in game one, it was the first time since they had returned from the Carolinas that they had been trailing in any of their games. For all 8 of the last games that they had played back home, they had led in all of them. Had either been led or had tied in all of them. But they're rolling quickly here in the top of the third for Rissmiller. Upstairs. That's a bullet out to right center field. That ball is caught! What a catch in right center field, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom half of the third, a 1-2-3 frame for Salem, 2-0 Spartans.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Bottom of the third for Salem. We go back to the top of the order with Trice, Penn, and Hayes. And it misses. Trice slaps one out to short, and she'll beat the throw for an infield single for Trice. She gets on base for the second time in game 2. So here's Faith Penn, popped out to the catcher for first time. Lefty delivers a curveball. That's a tapper. It's going to stay fair. And now Trice dives back to second, and she is safe. So an infield single for Penn. Here's Ella Hayes. That is deep out to left, and a 3-run home run, Ella Hayes. That was a rocket from the Kansas City shortstop, and it's a 3-2 Salem lead. So a 3-run shot turns the tide for Salem, and it's 3-2. Her 5th home run of the year. I was going to say, the lights still haven't turned on here yet. I'm a little surprised.
We still got some daylight.
We still got a little daylight, but there's like shadows over the field, and
Yeah.
you don't want to be almost too dark to where you can't play, and then somebody
Yeah.
just turns a switch and you turn them on. I guess just for power saving, or I don't know. I don't know how much they can afford in their electricity bill, but it's inside.
It also could be that nobody's here that can turn them on, because this isn't.
That also is something that I thought about, but at the same time,
But
you know.
somebody had unlocked the bathroom, so I think somebody's here.
Yeah.
Just got to be patient.
I mean, the Salem County AD is here, you know, and like my question would be, why would a Little League's lights take priority over a community college? You know, these guys are playing junior college softball. They should be allowed to have a key to the lighting
Yeah.
system, you know, if
Well, we're
they
just
were
gotta
to
wait.
use them.
We
But
gotta be
we'll
patient.
figure it out.
We're not good with patience.
Well, you're not, I am. But Vay Savage walks, and this brings up Haley Pickrell. Ground ball out to third. Picked up, throw to second, is just going to beat her. And she is out. So a 5-6 fielder's choice retires Pickrell. Well, Pickrell makes it to second. Savage is out. And here is Courtney Hoggard. Hoggard, or Pickrell rather, started to go off of first, but did not go. Decided to hold off on that. That ball's popped up and foul. There's a ground ball foul. That's a ground ball in the center field, a base hit. That'll move Pickrell to second. And the fourth knock of this inning brings up Rozak with Pickrell on second. And 2 on, 1 out. First pitch misses. Got ahead of it and fouled it back on top of the press box. Popped up, that'll stay in the infield. And it is caught, 2 away. So pop out to the second baseman now brings up Tara Wise. Or Tessa Wise, sorry. 2 down, 2 on. 3-2 game after a 3-run shot by Ella Hayes. The shortstop out of Kansas City, Missouri. First pitch to Wise misses. Tessa Wise, the freshman out of Muckwonago, Wisconsin. 5'4". In 9 games appeared, has batted .500, 2 RBIs, 5 runs scored, and a stolen base. And now Pickrell moves to third, and both runners move up. So 2 runners in scoring position for Salem as they have turned the tides with a 3-run spot in the third. Up and in. And they'll try this one again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. So towards the bottom of the order, Wise to be followed by Casey Garcia. Wise pops it up, and it is foul out of play. Two hours and 41 minutes was the length of game 1. A little bit long for softball standards, but it was a good length at that. And back and forth action. That's ball 4. Wise works the count and loads the bases. Now here's Casey Garcia. Teresa Newman in a little bit of trouble here for Northampton. as that one got her in the shoulder, and a bases loaded hit by pitch brings home a run. It's 4-2. Wise to second. Hoggard to third, and Pickrell scores. Time is called. One of Northampton's coaches coming out to talk to her pitcher. So a quick change for Northampton. There will be a pitching change being made. New pitcher for the Spartans will be number 2, Teresa Longo, the same starter who pitched 4 or 5 innings in game 1. She's going to get double duty here this afternoon. We'll be right back after this, after a quick message. New pitcher for Northampton, Teresa Longo, who was the starter in game 1. And now that it appears that Salem will have batted around, because they're going to bring it back with Casey Garcia with a bases loaded hit by pitch. It now goes to Trice, who led off the inning with a bases loaded single. With a leadoff single. But a 4-spot strike called. A 3-run home run sparked up this offense with Salem by Ella Hayes. 2-strike pitch from Longo. This one's rocketed left center field, but it is caught. Inning over. I got a little ahead of myself there. 4-run inning, including a 3-run home run from Ella Hayes. We'll be right back after this. Top of the fourth inning here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. 10 batters were at the plate for the Mighty Oaks in the bottom half of the third. They scored 4 runs and have turned this game on its head. So here's Melkowitz, the first batter for Northampton in the fourth. Foul. That one misses. 1-1. Here at the Pennsville Little League Complex, right off of exit 2C and 295. You know, I was complimenting this afternoon. I was saying it was a beautiful Sunday and it was all good, and now it's
Cold.
decently chilly.
Yes.
Popped up foul. 2-strike count to Melkowitz. It's Melkowitz, Tokar, and Harper, the first 3 due up for Northampton Community College in the top half of the fourth. This is the longest winning streak in Salem Community College history at 9 games apiece, but there's a fly ball to right center, and that will drop. Going into second, and in there safely with a leadoff double is Melkowitz. That gives Northampton some life here in the fourth. Morgan Metcham on the hill, but in a little bit of trouble. She gave up a run apiece in the first and second inning. That one is down. But Angel Rodriguez has not been afraid to go to his reserves and go to his bullpen when times get troubled. You know, there's some teams that literally have 1 or 2 pitchers that do the entire heavy lifting and they do the entire load. But that's not a problem for Angel Rodriguez. He's got, you know, a plethora of gals who can go out there and play both sides of the ball, just like Karen Trice and all the rest of them that end up having good track records. So fly ball to center by Tokar is the first out of the frame. Melkowitz still on second base now for Harper. There's a strike, trailing off of second base. A big lead there. They're going to throw behind, and she is safe. Foul ball down the left field line. Up high. That's a swing and a miss. And Harper is down on strikes, 2 away. So here is Molly Devers. Foul. Ground ball out to third. It is a foul ball, and it'll be called as such. Misses. If the inning were to continue, we'd turn it over back to the top of the order with Hannah Clark. There's a fly ball popped up, first base side, and it goes out of play. That's a fly ball out to left center field, but it is caught by Hayes in shallow left to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-2 Salem. Harper back on the hill here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Been a good game so far, just not as offensively loaded as it was in game one. I mean, that game was just back and forth all the way. Had offensive barrages on both sides. But after 10 batters came to the plate in the third, that's going to be a first pitch hit by pitch for Faith Penn. So it'll be Penn, Hayes, well now Hayes, and Vay Savage. Hayes, a 3-run homer in the third. There's a ground ball that scoops into left field for a base hit. Rounding second and getting to third is going to be Faith Penn. Now Hayes is at second base. The throw gets away. It goes into center field. Hayes goes to third. The throw, that gets away. It hits a player outside of Northampton, and that will be an RBI, whatever you want to call that. Hayes gets all the way to third, and it's 5-2 on a comedy of errors by Northampton. That'll be a single E6 and E8. A double error. As Penn came around to score. That's a line drive, center field. That one is gonna drop. Hayes scores. Going into second will be Savage. And an RBI double for the Texan makes it 6-2. All three runners have reached base, and now in just 3 at-bats, 2 have come around to score. Looks like Northampton might have 2 arms getting ready to go. First pitch strike to Pickrell. That's a ball. Pickrell, the 4th batter of the inning. There's a rocket, but that's going to stay in the ballpark. Tagging up and going to third, and in there safely is Vay Savage. Here's Hoggard. So the first out of the frame is a fly out to right. And here's the number 6 hitter.
Love it.
Breaking out the old Nelly Furtado. I wouldn't call it old. It's 2006.
You were 1.
Yeah. But still, Loose is a very good album.
Yes.
Combines a little bit of everything. Latin, dance pop, R&B. Even a little bit of like electronica and stuff like that. You know, it's a good vibey record.
DWB, get your music reviews with your play-by-play.
Yes, that is very true.
It is true.
It is true. Even with artists like Nelly Furtado, that you never would have thought I'd have an opinion on, but...
You loved her when you were a kid.
Oh, yeah. And it's one of those albums where it gets even better with time. Just like that base hit gets better with distance. Scoring is going to be Savage, and an RBI single keeps the party moving. 7-2. 5-run lead for Salem.
This is how you do it.
So Savage scores a 3-spot Northampton is going to try to find an answer. That one misses. About 6:30 here this afternoon from Pennsville Little League. The pitch misses. Misses, and that's ball 4. So Rozak walks, and this inning just keeps getting better for Salem. Here's Tessa Wise. There's a strike to Wise. Oh and 2. Ground ball, that hit her in the foot, and it's a foul ball. So they'll whistle it dead.
No, lights are on.
Yeah, I was going to say, the lights have been turned on as of a couple minutes ago, and
Just went to check and I looked right at it. I can't see anything.
well, that's your fault.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Like, don't look at the total eclipse. Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
You mean the solar eclipse,
Solar eclipse.
not the total eclipse.
Whatever.
Is it just like a box of total cereal just flying in the sky, and you just, yeah, for a couple minutes you're not supposed to look at it?
Well, there's partial and there's total eclipses.
Yes. Not to be confused with a Kashi eclipse. Ground ball to third. They get one out. Throw to first is in time. You gave me a weird look. Kashi is a cereal.
Oh, Kashi.
Kashi.
Okay. Wait,
Kashi or Kashi or...
you said it kind of weird.
It's a cereal.
And I'm always allowed to give you a dirty look.
We go to the 5th. 7-2 Salem. Top of the 5th. A 7-batter frame for Salem. The only exclusions were the 9 and the 1. Now we go back to the top of the order for Northampton with Hannah Kark with a fly ball right field line. Out of play, it hits the shed. Crowd seems to have dissipated a little bit in the last couple of innings, and with Salem having a 5-run lead, it's been the biggest lead that they have held, the biggest lead that either team has held during this doubleheader. Here's pitch, swing and a miss. Meckham's still working hard, though. Bullet to third and caught! Wow. Oh. You do not get much better than that. 60 feet away from home, immaculate reaction time, and the first out of the inning. Here's Googly and Doblo. I mean, that is one of the toughest plays to make. You have 30 less feet to work with than in baseball. Kudos to her. That was an excellent play. Skips in 1-0. I mean, you know, we talk about baseball not being that vocal of a sport, but, you know, softball really has the edge when it comes to communication. You're almost never going to see, just because it's burned into their brain for muscle memory, is here's a pop-up in the infield. Look out. That hit something back there into the last row. They're looking for it. There it is.
You were talking about the muscle memory.
Yeah. Like, you're probably very rarely, if ever, going to see two outfielders colliding with each other because they don't talk.
Yeah.
They always talk. The infielders are always telling the outfielders how many runners are on, how many outs there are. And in baseball, that just seems like a stupid concept because, yeah, of course you know how many outs there are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a manly thing, you know? Like, yeah, we know that there's 2 outs. You don't need to tell me that. You know, they keep the communication, no matter what team you're on, it is always... the communication's always great with these softball clubs. Ground ball out to short. Hayes on the backhand with a slippery throw. Got her. This infield has been like a great wall of China tonight. They have been unstoppable. Even after 2 first-inning errors, they now have 2 quick outs in the 5th. For Shillow now. Ball 1. I'll tell you though, the players on the field are quite warmed up. We just are not. So 2 quick outs. Bases are empty. Northampton, after falling by only 1 in game 1, now have something different as there's a base hit in the left field. So a 2-out knock for Shillow, her second hit of the second game. Bring up Rissmiller. Rissmiller reached on an E3 in her first time, struck out in her second appearance, so she is 0 for 2 on the slate today. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Morgan Meckham back in it with a runner on, popped up. Look out again. That one went right into the pit of the grandstands and almost made a pit as well. Still a 2-strike count here at Watson Field at Pennsville Little League. A 7-2 game in favor of the Mighty Oaks. Popped up first base side. Foul, as we've got a scramble for the ball with some kids that are here. One guy has it. He's all bundled up and seems to be having fun chasing down the balls. Two-strike count to Rissmiller. Foul again. They might chase after it again. This time they won't. They'll let it go. Here's the 2-strike count from Meckham to Rissmiller, the catcher, here in game 2 for Northampton. Popped up. No, this one is also going out. Man. Gonna have a lot of scuffed softballs at the end of this one. That one misses up high. Swing and a miss. Meckham gets out of the inning with a strikeout, her 4th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 7-2 Salem. Well, we've got a pinch hitter as you hear the This Time for Africa song from the 2010 World Cup. That's because it is Yannick Berkman from Pretoria, South Africa at the dish. First pitch. He's going to pop it up, and it is foul. She is pinch hitting for the left fielder, Casey Garcia. That one is high. 1-1. Popped up. Once again, foul off the roof of the Salem dugout. Salem leads 7-2 as they look to extend their win streak to 5. And it hits Berkman. So here is Corinne Trice. Strike called. Tough crowd, but it's 0-1. Some people here are watching from the back of their vehicles and taking in the game that way. It's a low outfield fence, only about 4 feet, maybe 5 feet tall, so you could easily just sit in your trunk if you have like an SUV or whatnot and just enjoy the game from there. Throwing outside to Trice. Now they throw down to second. The throw beats her. She's safe. Tough one there.
Stolen.
So a stolen base for Berkman. And now Trice with a 2-1 count. Slaps it. It hits off of the catcher. And it's 2-strike count now. Outside. Let's throw more strikes, ladies.
We're cold.
Yeah. We just got to pack more equipment for March. You just got to pack more blankets and scarves and...
Need a portable heater.
Yeah. I don't know if that would work too well with a tent, but... That one bounces off of the pitcher, not going to have a play. Infield single. Moves Berkman to third. The number 2 hitter for Salem. Faith Penn. Batting Ella Hayes, who had that 3-run home run, a pivotal point in this game. She's on deck. Trice takes second base there, uncontested. infielders dancing around and looking for a solution here.
He's trying to stay warm.
Yeah, Trice trails off at second base. Took a big lead, but retreated. Maybe we have to start moving like they do, and maybe we'll be good. They are the athletes, after all.
That's why we do what we do.
There's a strike. 2-1 to Penn. There's a strike. There's a ground ball back up the middle that goes into center field for a base hit. Trice is going to get the stop sign at third. She'll hold up there. The ball gets away, but nobody else moves, and it is a double for Faith Penn. Runners on second and third. Oh, yes, a run did score. I apologize. 8-2. RBI double, Faith Penn, and here's Ella Hayes at a 3-run home run in the bottom half of the third. Some of the most pivotal RBIs that we've seen today. Hayes pops it up, right field side. She lets it drop, but that is a foul ball. Fly ball deep right, foul. Gonna have a lot of dents in those storage sheds by the end of the night. That's a hit by pitch. Still no out. Base is loaded, and now we're going to have a mound visit here. They'll keep her in the game. They will keep Longo in. So a 6-run lead for Salem. Two runners on, or rather, bases loaded. Trice on third, Penn on first, Hayes on first. That one misses inside to the cleanup hitter, Savage from Houston, Texas. 1-0. Probably should have been a strike, but it's 2-0. We'll have 2 more innings to play after this one. miss. A big, big swing from Savage. And it's 2-1. And still, after all this, no outs in the inning for Salem. Another swing and a miss. 2-2. Actually, I'm sorry, that is strike 3. So, she's out. One away for Pickrell. One 0 to Pickrell. That's a fly ball, shallow left center. Infield fly, so the batter is out. 2 down. After an offensive barrage that plated a run for Salem, they've now recorded 2 straight outs. They still have the bases loaded for Hoggard. Strike 1. Bullet back up the middle. There's a base hit. It goes under the legs of the center fielder. Trice will score. Penn will score. And a bases clearing double for Courtney Hoggard. And it is 11-2. The players are walking off the field.
Is there a mercy rule?
Well, if it was, it would be that's a 9-run game. The players are walking off the field and they're meeting at home plate, so Salem will sweep the doubleheader on a game-winning 3-run RBI double by Courtney Hoggard. So, very interesting. That'll be all for us tonight here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday, March 26th, between the Lenape Indians and the Audubon Green Wave in NJSIAA scrimmage action. Salem sweeps the doubleheader, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday. From everybody here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, my graphics coordinator, Dylan Danick, Liam Nolan, and Gavin Van Rel. I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer, Donna. We'll see you Tuesday.